Hey, what's going on, everyone? Wanted to come on here real quick and show any entrepreneur, any business, a tool that I've used to really propel my own businesses as well as the businesses of other clients that I've worked with in the past with my two companies. And really just want to share this with you guys. And I think this is something that can really help a lot of you, especially when you're trying to figure out where to put your ads, where to pretty much target people on Facebook or Instagram or both. So I'm just going to get right into it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post in the comments down below, or just shoot me a private message and I'd be more than happy to help you. Give me 1 second. Let me fix this. Just trying to fix this one thing real quick. Yeah, I think I'm going to repost it in some of these other groups. For some reason, it's giving me issues. Anyway, so I'm going to get right into this. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go on business.facebook.com/ads-manager/audiences. So this is the URL right here. And you should be able to access it as long as you have a business manager. And the second step is to create the audience. So as you can see here, I have a ton of audiences already created. And this is really for my agency being able to pretty much do two things. So my lead gen agency, we mostly work with commercial cleaning businesses. So a lot of these audiences revolve around people that have either maybe clicked a lead form and didn't actually opt in, or they visited our website, they visited certain landing pages. And a lot of this is actually going to make a lot more sense when I show you. But yeah, really just being able to retarget for very, very cheap, keep putting the ads in front of the right people who maybe have shown interest, but haven't necessarily booked a time or taken action. And then also what are called lookalike audiences, which is basically letting Facebook to do all the hard work, the heavy work, and look at people that are similar to people that have engaged or have taken action, on your business online, and pretty much just find people that are similar to that. So you just let Facebook do all the work. It's nice and simple, very, very easy to create, and can really help you scale your business fast. So so basically what you got to do is you just go to create audience and custom audience. And then when you go to custom audience, you're going to have a bunch of options. So I'm going to run really quickly through all of these different options. So website is primarily for when you have what's called a Facebook pixel. Very, very simply, Facebook pixel is a little piece of code that you install on your website, and you're able to track the behaviors of anyone who visits. So once you have, let's say you have 100 people that visit your website, when you have the Facebook pixel installed, you'll be able to set up ads to just retarget those people and keep putting ads in front of them. And again, it's very, very cheap to do. You could literally just do it for like $1 a day. But it's very, very powerful. And any business, if you don't have this installed on your website, highly recommend you doing that as soon as possible. If you're unsure of how to install it, just go on youtube.com and then check out some videos, whether it's on WordPress or Wix or whatever. You'll find videos specific to whatever platform that you're using. So not only website visitors you can target, but also what are called events. So let's say you want to target everyone who clicked book now or buy now or some type of action button on your website. You can actually set up events so you can separate people that are just kind of looking around, they're just visiting your website, and people who are actually taking action and who are truly interested in what you guys have to offer. So really good stuff, really good way to track things. And it's really going to propel your business forward once you collect some data and you just run these ads over time. So all you have to do is just select whatever events, and you can even do multiple events if you'd like after you set it up. I am going to be doing another video on how to set up the pixel. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then you just set up the name for the audience, and that's pretty much it. The other one is customer lists. So if you have any type of list with your business, or maybe you had it for a prior business, but you want to retarget certain customers, or they've already opted in, you can pretty much just upload a customer list, like a CSV file, with names, numbers, emails, phone numbers. I think I already said phone numbers, address, state, zip, city, all that type of information. You can just give it to Facebook, and Facebook will actually find those people and just target them. So really, really powerful. And then also, if you have a list of, I would say at least a couple thousand, you can pretty much create lookalike audiences and just target people that are similar to that. So really, really cool tool. This actually works really well for especially like B2B as well, because that way you're able to just put these ads directly in front of those decision makers. So really great way if you're like an agency, or if your customers are basically just B2B in general. And then even just like if you're like a kind of a local business or something like that, this can be really good as well for you to try out. Recommend at least having a couple hundred of these records for it to actually work effectively, because Facebook is not going to be able to use all of them. They're only going to be able to use certain ones that have emails or phone numbers or names attached to their Facebook account. That's kind of how it works. So, and then the next one is app activity. So I don't really use this, but if you have an app installed, then I think you have to connect it on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. So good if you basically just have an app you're just trying to promote. Offline activity. This is really for, I think it's more for e-commerce. I haven't actually used any of these, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, you just set up what are called offline events. Videos is very powerful. So you're able to target people that watch videos. So if I go to here right now, I can actually go to, usually I do through play. And the reason I do through play is, so let's say you have an ad set out, it's published, it's active, and let's say, maybe like 1,000 people, have watched at least 3 seconds of that. Well, the problem is when people are scrolling, it's going to automatically play. So you're not really able to narrow down on who is actually interested. So instead, what I would recommend is looking at through play, which is that they've watched at least 15 seconds of your video, because you really want to be making sure that you're targeting people that are truly engaged and not just like scrolling through. So you just want to be able to separate the two. And then you could even do like have at least watched 50%. I recommend at least 15% for these. So we'll do through play, and then you can just choose your videos. So we have a couple of different videos on ours. Yeah, these are just some ads that we started to run with our retargeting. And you can just select whatever videos that you have. And then you just name your audience. And then usually you can just do within the last maybe 180 days. Maybe you don't want to hit people that have watched a long time ago. The other thing about the videos is it doesn't necessarily have to be from an ad. I meant to mention this. It doesn't have to necessarily be from an ad. So if you have videos that are on your page, maybe you have a lot of followers on your page to begin with, and you're just getting a lot of views, this will actually capture that as well. So just keep that in mind, especially if you have a big following. All right, let me just check on my. All right, just checking on this. All right, so the next part is Instagram. So if you have a big Instagram account, this is actually really good for, especially if you're like a coach or a consultant or anything like that. All you have to do is just have your Instagram account attached, but you can basically just target people that have visited your page, engaged with the page, have sent a message to the page, or have saved any post or ad. Or, if you just want everyone who meets all this criteria, you just select the first one. And then you can also set how many days prior to pretty much just target those people. So let me see real quick. The other thing to keep in mind is with Instagram, from what I understand, you have to have either a business or a creator account. I'm almost positive on that. I mean, you might have to just check on your own. But from what I've heard, I mean, it does have to be more like a business account for it to work. And then you can just name your audience right here. That's pretty much it for that. Lead form is great. So I usually just target people that open the form but don't submit it. And then you just select the page, and then you just select whatever forms. You could even select multiple forms, like select all if you have multiple ones. And then you just name it. So very, very simple with that. If you're running in-person events on Facebook, you can target those people as well. Instant experience, shopping, these three I don't really use. Those are more for, I think, e-commerce from what I understand. And then this one is for, which one did I click? Oh yeah, Facebook page. So people that have just engaged with your page. So if you're like if you've had your page for a while and you're just looking to start running ads, it's always good to just hit people that have already engaged with your page, whether that be on Facebook or Instagram. So really, really powerful. And then you could even drill down on, who's engaged with a particular post or ad, clicked on any call to action button. So that big blue button that you have on your page, if it's to call now or send a message, people that have clicked on that, people that have sent an actual message, or, people that have just saved a page or a post. And I think that's pretty much it. So the next part is lookalike audiences. So once you create an actual here's an example. So these are people that opened but didn't submit the form. So if I have a pretty good audience built out for this, what I can do is I can create a lookalike. So you can see my lookalike is right here. So let's say I didn't have it already created. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on top of here, create lookalike. I'm just going to choose a source, which is new open form. Just make sure that that one is the right one created. And then I'm targeting whatever country, or you can do multiple countries. For me, I'm just doing US. And then 1%. So I usually leave it to 1% because that's going to be most similar. If you're in something like e-commerce where you're doing a ton of testing, a ton of optimizing, there is a structure to, in terms of the percentage and everything, which I'm not going to get into this video because that's something that I only moderately understand if I'm being transparent because I don't work with e-commerce. But if you're like pretty much, I would say 75% of businesses out there who are, looking to grow and run Facebook ads, all you have to worry about is 1%. Just keep it on there and then just create your audience. And then lookalikes are great because it's really going to let Facebook do all the work and just target people that are similar to whatever audience or whatever custom audience you were creating the lookalike for. So yeah, hopefully I wasn't going too fast, and I hope I also explained that pretty clearly. If you guys have any questions, please drop it down in the comments down below. And then, or if you just want to shoot me a message as well, I'm more than happy to help answer any questions you have. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. And then in future videos, I'm going to be showing you how to actually use these audiences in ads themselves. So stay tuned for that as well. Thanks.